So we're on, I take it. So dumb, lazy and stupid. I'm going to talk to you about dyslexia. Every dyslexic, there's about 15% of them in our population, have heard these words in their schooling. It's one of those things that it's really hard to get past people because they see it as a disability. Yet against the odds, Albert Einstein, dyslexic, maths genius, but didn't like rote learning. And then Sir Winston Churchill hated maths, but loved geography and history, which stood him in good stead. Up here, there's one of these is the odd person out. Now, is it Mrs. Doubtfire? I'm uncertain. And then we've got Cher and we've got Whoopi, but it's actually Keira Knightley. They're all dyslexics. Entertainment industry gets quite a few. Over here, we've got a couple of really gifted people. Jonathan Ive from Apple and Steve Jobs from Apple. Now, they found a common language within their dyslexia, which was really good for them. Another dumb, lazy, stupid guy is this Richard Branson guy. He's a champion for dyslexia around the world. And one of the things he did as a first entrepreneurial adventure was he started a newspaper. My God, we have trouble writing and reading. He starts a newspaper. So in the first 5 years of my life, it's all experiential learning, so it was actually easy. I was smart and I was quick and I could do things. And that only lasts so long when you get into the schooling system. And as you get into the schooling system, you're doing well until probably about 7 or 8. And then you're starting to have to read and write. And I was going okay. I was doing okay, but it was starting to show up and I was starting to work my way around this. And working my way around it, this at age 8 was the last good school report I ever got. And it even says that I was doing some things not so well. I was really struggling with reading, and because of really struggling with reading, my dad gave me some Western novels and thought I might be interested in those. And I could make my way through them, and it was a bit of a romantic notion. One of the things that did ignite in me was design and architecture. I spent my time making models and drawing towns and buildings. At school, I just gave up. You can read up there. Basically lazy and slow, failure to extend his reading, carelessness. This was the story, so I just gave up. I just went, I'm failing here, stop doing it. Can I get away from it? Little time after that, there was a movie that came out in New Zealand called Goodbye Pork Pie, and it was an escape. It was these guys who went from one end of the country to the other. And something that I loved about it was I was looking for an escape. And it just really resonated with me. And what I did was I escaped into riding BMX, making models, and tramping and being in the outdoors, where I was back in my experiential learning state. And I did a lot of it with my sister, who was actually an academic genius. So it was a really tough road at home as well as at school. Now this Dyslexics Unite, I read this bumper sticker 100 years after they discovered dyslexia, and I was in the car and everybody's laughing. Now, I didn't get the joke, obviously. Anyway, go back to my escape, because it's not a sad story, it's a happy story. My escape took me from Wellington to Auckland, and when I got to Auckland, I got into the clothing trade, and I was self-taught. I just got in, could work it out, got going with it, started working in fashion, worked with the likes of Rachel Hunter, creating swimwear, creating bodywear, activewear, all high fashion stuff. So this was my sweet spot. It came easy to me. And from that, I actually stepped it up and I started doing technical clothing. And I worked really closely with Sir Edmund Hillary on a lot of projects. And then also the New Zealand All Blacks and a lot of America's Cup yachting teams on water and off water. Something dyslexics like is a system, because it helps them. So I discovered systematic innovation. And when I discovered it, I ended up being a trainer at Airbus, Boston Consulting Group, Foot Locker, training them in how to solve unsolvable problems. Anyway, aside from all that, when it all came back round about 18 years ago, I moved to Australia and I started a design studio. And to this day, that's what I do. I stick to what I can do, which is design. It's easy for me. And is it a gift, dyslexia? Probably not. The gift is that I focus on what I can do well. And when I focus on what I can do well, I can do it for other people. And I can give them something they can't do. If I try and sit there and do the accounts, it's not so good. It just loses a bit. So the gift is recognising that you're not dumb, lazy and stupid, that what you have got is the ability to focus, hone in and create something. Thank you.